Namaskar. I am Dr. Sapunti, brings you the viewpoint. Today we are breaking down one of the most consequential US trade rulings in years, the United States Supreme Court striking down President Donald Trump's sweeping tariff program. What happened, why it matters, and what the numbers tell us, all in this video. On February 20th, 2026, the United States Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that President Donald Trump did not have the legal authority to impose global tariffs using the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, that is IEEPA. The court said that only Congress has the power to impose taxes and tariffs, not the President acting alone under emergency powers. The decision invalidated a large chunk of tariffs that had been in place since 2025, affecting tariffs on a wide range of imported goods. Before the ruling, the Trump administration has collected huge amounts from tariffs. Around $133.5 billion in tariff collections are now in legal limbo. Estimates suggest as much as $160 billion in illicit tariffs revenue could need to be refunded. Tariffs had pushed the trade-weighted average U.S. tariffs rate up from 8.3% to 15.4%, a jump of 7 percentage points. For American households, economists estimated the tariffs program could have increased the effective tax burden by about $1,000 to $1,300 per household in 2025-2026. What changes now? The invalidated tariffs, mostly under IEEPA, are no longer legally enforceable. This means imports are no longer subject to those emergency tariffs. The overall tariffs burden on U.S. imports drops back to pre-Trump levels. Some tariffs remained in place, including sector-specific duties like on steel and aluminum, because they were imposed under other laws. What the US government is doing now, in response, President Donald Trump announced new tariffs under a different statute, invoking Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, setting a temporary 10% global tariffs for 150 days and then increasing it up to 15%. Importantly, this is not the old IEEPA tariff program. It is a different legal path, and it may still face challenges or changes after the 150-day window. What would be the impact on trade with India? According to trade analysts, the tariff situation for India-US trade has shifted. Effective tariffs burden on Indian exports is now estimated around 13.4% on average after the reset, down from much higher levels earlier in the dispute. Before the reset, tariffs had jumped as high as 50% on some products, but now most revert to standard WTO rates plus the temporary 10% surcharge. Indian exports to the US include pharmaceuticals, precious stones, all of which are affected by tariff changes. Economically, tariffs affect consumers' prices. Many analysts say import-based tariffs often raise costs for American households and supply chains. Legally, this ruling reinforces that large trade taxes need explicit congressional approval, limiting presidential unilateral actions. Politically, the decision put pressure on future trade policy and could reshape how the US imposes tariffs going forward. The Supreme Court's decision didn't kill tariffs altogether, but it reset the legal basis under which they can be imposed. The United States government is now using alternate legal authority to maintain tariffs while lawmakers and courts continue to weigh on. For businesses, consumers, and global supply chains, the efforts are ongoing and will continue to be newsworthy. And that's all for now. Thank you.